Hi everybody, it's Sammy here, and now I'm going to do a video on how you can curate your connections on LinkedIn in a way that not only helps you just have, a more interesting LinkedIn feed, it also will help you kind of, I guess, game the search engine so you have the right kind of opportunities coming towards you. And it's also a way to make sure that your LinkedIn experience is a little bit more pleasant. I talk about how you should kind of evaluate people who connect with you, how you can actually go and find the right people that you want to work with, and a little bit on how to use the search engine itself. Now, this is going to be tailored all towards job seekers. Keep in mind, for those of you guys who want to do freelancers, there's some other strategies and tactics that you should think about. However, with that being said, let's hop on in and let's start sharing the news of LinkedIn. So I'm going to share my screen right now. As you can see, this is what happens when if you are in the home screen, it looks a little bit like this. Go to My Network, which is right at the top. When you go to My Network, you will theoretically see the people who have connected to you. Now, you can hit Show More, and you'll see that I have a bunch of folks who want to connect with me. Now, you might be wondering how I evaluate who to accept. Now, I think about this in a couple of different criterias. I think about, okay, is this person in my industry? And now keep in mind, this could be an industry that I want to be in. If I'm a career changer, it could be the industry that I am in now. If I have some sort of side hustle, maybe it's where I find clients. But it's like, is this person someone who's relevant to what I do? I also look at area. Do I actually have a network in this area? So for me, since I work with a lot of international people, I have, a network that is outside of my hometown, which is Tucson. So I have clients and connections and contracts with people in Germany, the United Kingdom, Canada, France, Lisbon, blah, blah, blah. So my net is wider, but I keep a really good eye on where I actually have a network, because there's really I try to think about what's going to be a win-win for both of the people. If somebody is in a location where I just don't have a network, where I'm not going to be sharing opportunities, maybe we don't speak the same language, there is no point for me to connect with them. There's a lot of people who do connect with everybody. That is definitely a school of thought when it comes to LinkedIn connecting. I don't personally ascribe to that. I think that the people in your network should be people where it's mutually beneficial for you guys to be connected. Maybe like if we're gonna have Game of Thrones, like is it worthwhile for your houses to be allied? That's kind of how I think. Now that I've said that, that was a weird sound. Let's look over who has connected with me. So let's see, this person is a recruiter, which I generally connect with recruiters because they're helpful for me. This person does healthcare, which is odd. That's not really my thing. But now I see that this person is a career changer into web development. So I always look at people's profiles because sometimes they just haven't updated their things, so they look a little less relevant until you see, oh, okay, this is a career changer. So I'll hit accept because I do like to connect with career changers. Now this other person, let's see what he's working with. Okay, while he is a UX design student, he is not going to a school that I'm affiliated with, and he is in a location where I just don't have connections. India is a place where I don't have connections. I can't really help people. I've had a lot of folks who seem quite lovely, but they'll be like, "Can you help me find a job?" And one, like I probably can't because they want sponsorship, and it's very hard to come by, and I don't like to make false promises to people as a career coach, so I'm all about expectations. So for this person, I will hit ignore. Keep in mind that there's not really any hurt feelings when you ignore people on LinkedIn. Like most of the time, especially if they don't send a note, I know that they were just kind of clicking through, and maybe I looked friendly. So keep in mind when you're adding people, sometimes I'll add people who are recruiters or they're influencers or people that just have interesting content for me. So I always look through the people. I try to judge who would be, like I said, a win-win for my situation. Now, you're wondering, how do I find people? Which you should, because you can't, you know, this is like the Sadie Hawkins dance. You actually have to go out and find people. That's where you're going to get your better connections. So let me show you how to use the LinkedIn search bar. Now, the search engine, you have the thing right at the top. That's all right, but what you really want to do is go all filters. When you're searching for other people, do second-degree connections, because LinkedIn is a series of circles. How you rank in a search result, how your search results pan out when you do them yourself, it all depends on who you're connected to. This is a direct connection. It's why you can't be a best kept secret on here and expect to get traction or to do well on this platform. That's literally not going to help you. There's a lot of advice that's like, just connect with people you know. Those are by people who don't know how to use this platform and might not be using it successfully. Whenever you get advice from people, think about what results have they gotten. With LinkedIn, I've managed to get speaking opportunities. I've gotten jobs through here. I've gotten clients through here. I've been able to increase the downloads for my podcast through here. So I've gotten a lot of results. But a lot of folks will give advice about this platform who have not gotten anything there. So be very judicial with the advice that you take and try to think about your own goal for this, because your profile can't be 10 different things at once. Because remember, this is all keyword optimized, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys in this search result, how you really want to keep that in mind with the keywords that you're using. So let's do a sample search. Let's say that I'm going to look for tech recruiters in the Tucson area. So I'll hit people who are in my second degree, because if I'm looking to connect with people, there's no point going to my first connection. So second degree, I hit the location with this Tucson, and then maybe let me go, if I have a specific company in mind, I might put that like a deco or creative circle, but let's keep it general and just put recruiter. And then LinkedIn uses Boolean search strings. I could go all day on Boolean search strings, but I don't want you to fall asleep. But keep in mind, it's just like and or those sort of search operators. So I can put recruiter or tech recruiter right here. And then this is just a simple search, so let's just give it a go and hit apply and see who comes up. So right now I have 57 recruiters. So I have a good number of people to check out and to see if they're folks that I should be maybe working with or connecting with. Most of the time, if you have a small network, your best people to start connecting with at first are recruiters, because they have large networks. And when you connect with a person, their first degree connections become your second degree connections. The more second degree connections you have, the more that you can search for people and the more that people can search for you. So if you want to game this search engine, this algorithm, this platform, you want to start connecting with the people who have big connections and big networks. And that way you can actually really get some benefit from that. And you want to make sure that it's relevant people, because the more relevant your connections are with your industry, your location, that type of thing, the less likely that randos can find you. It's why I rarely connect with random people, because with random people come random messages. I also make sure, as I said in my last video, that my profile is very much tailored to exactly what I am looking for. So I don't get a whole lot of random messages or job leads or anything like that, because I have people who are directly searching for what I'm offering. So when you are looking for these folks, the thing to know about recruiters is that more often than not, they get 50 to 100 messages a day. So yes, you can send a message, but they might not message you back. The best thing to know about recruiters is that when they need you, they need you. If they don't need you, they don't want to be bothered. So when you hit connect, You can add a note. So maybe just something simple like, hi, I'm just looking to connect with tech recruiters in the area. I'm a recent graduate of a tech program, whatever. Add a note, send out, whatever you're gonna do. Now you might be wondering, what is this random thing at the top? I have a third-party tool that helps me organize how I do my LinkedIn. Ignore that for now. You don't have that. So now that you've looked at all these people, you've decided I'm going to start connecting with people. Keep in mind that you can save good search results. So you can always save this URL right here, maybe put in a document so you can use it again. That is generally how you're going to search. If you want to search for people at Career Foundry, what you can do, because that's what people are always asking, how do I find Career Foundry students? Do you have a list? Blah, de, blah. You know what is the best list that's always updated, always fresh? You can see exactly what people are up to. LinkedIn. So what you do is that you hit first and second degree connections. Let's just clear this. Let's take first and second degree, and let's add a school, which is Career Foundry. Now, why do you want to add other Career Foundry students? Because you have a connection, which is Career Foundry. And a lot of your fellow students have done a lot of work in creating a good network for themselves. So how about, keep in mind, LinkedIn is not the best platform sometimes, so it can be buggy, and you will need to clear this sometimes multiple times, because as you can see, I had that keyword that just wouldn't stop. Let's see. Okay, let me go back in and out. One thing to know about LinkedIn is that it's not always that great. Sometimes when it comes to just like the interface and the tools, so prepare on occasion to be frustrated. Okay, so I did the connections, I hit the school, I hit apply, and then bam, now I have over 1,000 people that have gone to Career Foundry that I can connect with. If I want to just focus on the second degree, people I'm not connected with, I have that here. I've already sent invitations to many Career Foundry students. The thing is that sometimes people log in a lot, sometimes they don't. I suggest that you at least log in once a month, because while there's a lot of recruiters aren't using the LinkedIn recruiter tool, so some of those fancy dancy things that LinkedIn tells you to do, oh, hit toggle this and recruiters know that you're looking. LinkedIn recruiter is super expensive, so not everybody does. However, if they do, then there's actually a thing that tells them in their search bar like how active somebody is. Most time they can filter out people who haven't logged on in a month, because if they haven't logged on in a month, they're probably not going to see your time-sensitive job lead. So a thing to think about is that you should be logging in quite a bit. You should have a public picture that people can see. I would not use a logo. I would not have sunglasses in it, because as you can see, all people see are your picture, your name, and your job title. That's what is differentiating you from everybody else. So keep that in mind when you are searching. Now, I believe that is all that you need to know as a job seeker when it comes to curating your connections. Keep in mind, LinkedIn's different from Facebook and other places. This place is made for business. Like, it's literally set up for business, for opportunities. And that's how people act. So people don't get offended if you don't connect with them or other things like that, which I think is pretty cool. Another thing to think about LinkedIn is that this is essentially the world's largest business directory. So if you can imagine the power of a business directory and how you can use it, you can get a lot of benefit out of it. It's not simply a social media platform like an Instagram or something like this. This is a place where you can reach out to like a CEO. This is a place where you can reach out to people for mentorship. So really think about how you can use this opportunity, how you can leverage the power of this platform. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, just let me know.